Hi kids, this is Miss Stacy. Today I'm going to read to you this book, Magnets, Pulling Together, Pushing Apart. This video is going to be a read-along, play-along. Playing around with the magnets helps you understand what this book is even talking about. So the play part is important. Okay, here we go. Written by Natalie Rosinsky. Pictures by Cherie Boyd. Magnets, pulling together, pushing apart. Amazing magnets. Magnets have the amazing power to make things move. When strings pull and lift things, it's easy to see how they work. Magnets seem to make things move by magic. I'm using this shoelace for my string. I'm going to tie it around this spoon. So that's attached. It's hanging from it. I can pull the spoon by pulling the string. All right, here's a magnet. This spoon is steel, a type of metal, so the magnet should be able to make it move. Let's see. Here's that same little move in slow motion. So I'm not touching the spoon with my fingers. I'm just touching the spoon with a magnet. And it's moving. Watch a paperclip scoot to a magnet. The paperclip slides along as if pulled by an invisible string. This is a paperclip. What is a paperclip for? Sometimes a staple or tape can tear the paper when you take it off. But a paperclip puts them together, keeps them together, and when you take it off, there is no tear in the paper. It's made out of type of metal that is attracted to magnets, and so we're going to do our little magnet experiment with this paperclip. Just scoot it forward. Oh wow, that was cool. Next I'm going to film it in slow motion. Here we go. Magnets pull only on special kinds of metal. Try to move a steel spoon or an iron nail with a magnet. Now try a ball of cotton, a rubber ball, or a plastic pen. There's a slight magnetic attraction between the steel spoon and the magnet. So the magnet can move it, but it has to be sort of touching it. Okay, here's the iron nail. Cool. Let's see that in slow motion. Here's the ball of cotton. Is there any magnetic attraction? Nope. I'm poking it with it, but there's no attraction. Here's a rubber ball. Stay there, ball. It wants to roll away. Okay, it's rolling, but there is no attraction between this ball and the magnet. I think my table has a little downhill slope going this way, because that's where the ball is going. But there's no magnetic attraction. A plastic pen. I'm poking it. There's no sticking to it. How do magnets work? Magnets can only pull on things that are close enough to them. Put a paperclip far away from a magnet. Slowly move the paperclip closer and closer. How close does it get before it leaps toward the magnet? Magnets can work through a covering if it is thin enough. Lay a sheet of paper over your magnet and place the paper clip on top of the paper. Or try putting a piece of plastic wrap or the corner of your shirt on top of the magnet. What happens to the paper clip now? magnet, paper to cover it, so it's under there, paper clip. Plastic wrap. Paper clip. My shirt. Magnet, shirt. Dangle an iron nail from the end of a magnet. Now touch a paperclip to the nail. The paperclip sticks to the nail. The nail has become a magnet. When some metal objects touch or get close enough to magnets, the metal objects become magnets. Paperclip, nail, magnet. Okay. All right, so there's the nail sticking to the magnet. Now, okay. Pull the nail away from the magnet. Does the paperclip still cling to the nail? When I pull the nail away from the magnet, the paperclip still clings to the nail. The nail is still a magnet. I wonder how long the nail will stay like a magnet. Okay, let's shake this off. I'm just gonna sort of rub it in my hands just to see if there's any, like if it was magnetized. Can I demagnetize it? I don't know. Here, let's see if I can. Oh, okay. So it picked it up and it still clings to it. Let's try it again. Oh, okay. Interesting. But then it fell off, so the nail sort of stayed a magnet, and yet now it won't pick up the paperclip again. I think, oh, maybe a little bit. It's trying to pick it up, but then it drops it really easy because it's sort of losing its magnetic properties that it got when the magnet sort of made it into a magnet. Now that it's back on the magnet, the nail is very magnetic again. It's funny how that all works. Rub a steel spoon along a magnet. You can feel the spoon being pulled toward the magnet's ends. These ends are called poles. My steel spoon and my magnet. It's attracted to the end. I don't know if you can really see in the video, but as I'm holding onto the spoon, I can really feel how that attraction between the spoon and the magnet is at this end or this end. A magnet's power is strongest at its two ends. One end is called the North Pole, the other is the South Pole. This magnet, the North Pole, is marked with an N. The word north starts with the letter N. N. And the South Pole is marked with the letter S. The word south starts with a S. North Pole, South Pole. If you break a magnet apart, you have two new magnets. 1, 2. Each separate piece has its own north and south poles. The poles of a magnet can push as well as pull. Poles that are alike repel each other. That means push. The north pole of one magnet will push away from the north pole of another. North pole with an N, another north pole, N. They don't want to leap toward each other. They are pushing each other, and they keep sort of like one leaps in front of the other because they do not want to go exactly together. Some of you like to play with magnets in the classroom, like those magnets that we have on the easel, and you might have noticed that. We have magnets on the easel, magnets at the Science Center. You've already probably played with this, played with magnets where you try to push two north poles and they won't go because they are repelling each other. Here we go with two south poles, south pole, south pole. Oh, it's the same thing. A south pole doesn't want to stick to a south pole. Do you think a north pole will stick to a south pole? That's how they do. They like to stick to an opposite pole. The north sticks to south, the south sticks to north. North repels north, and south repels south. There, they like opposite. Fun fact. In Japan, some high-speed trains use extra strong magnets. Magnets on the train repel or push against magnets in the track. The train seems to glide on a cushion of air. Here's a picture of one of those Japanese trains. Opposite poles attract each other. One magnet's north pole will stick to the south pole of another magnet. Do you think a north pole will stick to a south pole? That's how they do. Magnetic Earth. Earth is a giant magnet. It has two ends or poles just like other magnets. Earth's magnetic ends are close to the north and south poles that are shown on a globe or map. Earth is our planet where all people live. This is a globe, which is a model of our planet Earth. It's a big ball. The globe is a big ball, and the Earth is a big, 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 big ball. Bigger, it's so big it's hard to imagine. But a model means a very small version of it. And on the globe, all the blue colors are the oceans, and all the other colors are the land and the countries, different colored countries. This piece is our continent, North America, and all these different colors are the United States of America, that's our country. Also in North America is Mexico and Canada. Okay, the top where the plastic holder is attached, that's actually the North Pole. And the bottom, oh, it actually is a little loose. The bottom where this hole is the South Pole. And that's where the bottom of the plastic holder goes. Way up here, very close to the North Pole, but not quite at the North Pole, the magnetic pole. It's on this Canadian island. The magnetic pole is here, the North Pole is here, and they're a little bit apart from each other. Same thing on the bottom with the South Pole, and the magnetic South Pole is way up here. So the magnetic South Pole is even farther away from the actual South Pole than the magnetic North Pole is away from the actual North Pole. This flag is at the North Pole, And this X is at the magnetic North Pole, very close, but not exactly the same. And here's the South Pole. This flag is at the South Pole, and this X is at the magnetic South Pole. Very close, but not the same. The cold North Pole and South Pole, covered with ice, are not the same as Earth's two magnetic poles. The actual real poles, the very top and the very bottom, are where if there was an invisible line going right through the Earth, that's the line it would spin around. And here it is spinning. I'm going to have to show you pictures of what our planet looks like from outer space. When astronauts go to the International Space Station, or when they go to the moon, or when they go on a trip orbiting, which means going around and around the Earth in a spaceship, they can take pictures of the Earth from so far away that we can see the Earth looking, round like a ball, being its round self. This famous photo was taken by astronauts, and they named the photograph the Blue Marble. Do you think it looks like a marble? How does a compass work? Earth's magnetic power pulls other magnets. The needle on a compass is a tiny magnet. The needle always lines up in a north-south direction, pointing toward the magnetic poles of Earth. Fun fact, a compass won't work if you are standing too close to the cold North Pole. The needle points to the Earth's magnetic pole. Once you travel past that magnetic pole, the needle doesn't point northward anymore. A compass shows us what direction we are moving in, north, south, east, or west. Sailors once used compasses to cross the ocean and find their way back home. How does a compass work? It has letters on it. The letters are N, E, S, and W. N is for north. E is for east. S is for south. And W is for west. The part with the letters on inside of it spins as I move the case. And there's a line on the case to help me line up the spinning part. There. Now I know that this direction that it's pointing is north. So I can locate where north is compared to my body. And that can help me find my way around places. That's how a compass works. Magnets all around. Some of Earth's rocks have magnetic powers. Long ago, the Greek and Chinese people discovered the rock magnetite. Fun fact, another name for a piece of magnetite is a lodestone. Lodestones were used to make the world's first compasses. The Greeks were amazed as they watched magnetite pull small pieces of iron. The ancient Chinese hung splinters of magnetite from strings and watched the rocks line up in a north-south direction. Today, electric fans whirl, refrigerators hum, and burglar alarms ring with the help of magnets in their motors. Here's my electric fan. Huge magnets help junkyard workers lift tons of scrap metal. These magnets move cars and trucks as if they were small toys. Doctors also use magnets in special machines to look deep inside your body. Magnets push and pull us all around the world. The end. Thanks for listening to Magnets, pulling together, pushing apart. Bye, kids.